start on my camera? Alrighty. Or do you want me to start on this one, Max?
Sorry, I'm just getting my...
There you go.
real quick. I got it now.
Hello. Are you ready?
Action.
Thanks. Hello, and welcome to a very special tribute episode of No Expectations Video Store dedicated to the late, great Bob Saget. I'm Ben.
I'm James.
And I'm Max.
And today we're celebrating the life and times and career of Bob Saget, 1965 to 2022. And I think I can speak for everyone when I say this one sucks.
It does, yes, it sucks.
Yeah,
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, totally unexpected. Yeah, just shocked me. I was literally eating a burger, and one of my good friends texted me, who we'd been kicking around the idea of going to see Saget when he came to town. He was supposed to come to Phoenix in March, and my buddy texted me, and he's like, Bob Saget. And I'm like, yeah, March 13th. And he's like, not anymore. I'm like, oh. And at first I thought, oh, maybe COVID. Maybe because of COVID he canceled. But no, unfortunately he...
What happened exactly?
He died in his sleep from what we know for now.
Yeah, they said it seemed, I don't know if there's any autopsy results or anything like that. It's still pretty recent. But said he died in his sleep, and it seemed like there was no drugs or no foul play. Mm-hmm. So... could have been a stroke, could have been a heart attack, could have been any number of things like that. But just a bummer, man. But I don't want to bring you guys down too much talking about the end of the road for Bob. But
I woke up from a nap, and I got the message from you. So that was great news to wake up to.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry. So. You had to hear it from someone. But and what's crazy is, Max, I'd like to hear your take on it, because you were actually in Orlando at the time when he passed away.
Yeah. I have his autopsy up here, right here.
Oh boy, we're going heavy.
No evidence of drug use or foul play. Died in an Orlando hotel room, and this was on Sunday, I think. Was it? When was it?
Yeah, it was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday morning.
Yeah, so I was just checking out of my hotel room in Orlando. I was out there filming a wedding, and I guess about that same time, they were discovering that Bob was no longer with us. That's pretty sad.
That's crazy. You guys were staying in the same hotel.
Well, I don't know if it's the same hotel.
And you had a syringe. What happened?
No.
Sorry.
I do know we were in the same city.
That's wild.
Wow,
man.
that's crazy.
That is wild. But what's crazy is I was watching Saget on Joe Rogan when he had been on like a year and a half ago, and he was actually talking about Orlando, Florida. And it was weird hearing him mentioning it, and I'm like, dude, little does he know, in like a year and a half, that's going to be his...
Did he had a show? Is that what happened?
He did his first 2 shows of his brand new 2022 tour, and he only did 2 nights, or no, I think it was 1 night. It was 1 or 2 nights, and he posted about it on Twitter saying it was like such a good show, great crowd, happy to be back. And then like a few hours later, boom, that was it, man.
So weird.
Yeah, so bizarre. But I mean, at least it sounded like he died doing what he loved. He was back on the road doing something he enjoyed. It seemed like he was having a good time. So, I wish we would have gotten another 20 or 30 years of Bob. But the times that we got were still really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess let's try to pull away from the negative for a second. It's like, we know he's gone.
Let's talk about the good.
Rest in peace. Let's talk about the good. Let's talk about his legacy. I always hear it from Emmett and from a few other people saying that. There was some, I think, philosopher who said it, but a man is only as great as the work he leaves behind. And I always think of that with people like this. It's kind of like, wow, they're gone, but they kind of live on forever through their movies and through TV.
That's how I thought about it with Norm as well.
Exactly.
Like a lot of our favorite actors.
A lot of parallels with Norm, and those guys were really good friends too.
Yeah, I mean, before shooting this, I was watching Bob talk about Norm's death, and it was just like crazy. Yeah. He was even saying like the fact 61 is too soon, and and then sure enough, Bob died
65, man.
3 months later.
Yeah,
65.
I hate getting old, guys. Yeah. I mean, we're not even old yet, but we're older than we were, and it's just a bummer to see some of these icons that we loved growing up with dying. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm not ready for a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. I'm like, please live as long as you possibly can, guys. Take care of yourselves. But it's crazy, man. Yeah. It's crazy. But let's talk about the good times. So I want to hear from both you guys. What are your earliest memories of Bob Saget?
So what introduced me, I mean, I think for a lot of people was, of course, Full House.
Funniest Home. Well, Full House. Home Videos.
They were on right around the same time.
Yeah, same time.
They started, I think, within 2 years of each other.
So like late night, it was always Funniest Videos at night, and then I would always watch Full House like during the morning or something in the afternoon.
I remember Full House on, I think it was WB after school. I seem to remember, but I could be wrong.
I feel like we were watching reruns when we were still a kid.
Yeah, because the show ended like when we were real little. I think the show ended at like 95. So it would have been already in syndication. I think same as Fresh Prince. Like I remember those being back to back when I was a kid. I think it was Fresh Prince. No, I think it was Full House then
Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I seem to remember. But yeah, my earliest memories are America's Funniest Home Videos of him. Those are the very first.
How many seasons was he on there for?
I want to say like a good 7. Let's see. Max,
I feel like his was
like. I'll look it up.
I feel like he was like not on there that long.
I think it was a good run. It was at least 5 years. But Max, was that your first memory as well? Was America's Funniest Home Videos?
Yeah.
And what a guy.
I mean, that show really went downhill when he left.
Oh yeah. I mean, Tom Bergeron was fine, but he seemed a little more restricted, you know. And then now, full circle, going back to Fresh Prince, it's Alfonso.
Is it
Carlton? He's hosting now. So small world.
Yeah. So
Alfonso Riviera.
Bob Saget did 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, 1990 to 97. Oh, 8 seasons. 8
wow, 8 seasons. That's how cool is that when someone's on 2 shows at the same time? He was doing Full House from 87 to like 95, I think, right around there, 88 to somewhere in that ballpark, late 80s to mid 90s. And then also doing America's Funniest Home Videos.
Man, he was working.
He was working, yeah. He was crushing. Who's another person you can think of like that who was doing 2 successful shows simultaneously?
The only person I think is just movie-wise was just Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox, yeah, because Family Ties and Back to the Future. But Max, can you think of anyone? Anyone who's done that kind of workload that's as successful? I can't.
I don't. I just know that it's a lot of work to be on a show like that.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
It's every week there's a lot of work that goes into each episode.
I feel like the equivalent would be like, I literally can't think of anyone. Like no one's coming to mind right now. I can't think of
anyone either.
I was gonna say, I was kind of thinking Will Smith for a second, but I think even then he really dived, like he jumped into movies after Prince was over,
and he did like music, but it was mostly just for Fresh Prince.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it would, not even close. Damn, Bob Saget, workhorse, good man. But yeah, I love.
Back then he was doing the cocaine, you know.
That wouldn't surprise me, but he, what a beast. But love this guy, and what actually made me feel extra nostalgic was going back, and I made a video that I put on my other channel where it was just a highlight. It was a bunch of highlights of his career, and it was amazing seeing just how good of a stand-up comedian he was. Like if you go back and watch his stuff, the dude was funny as shit. Like he was like so good, and I think a lot of that stuff gets kind of overshadowed by him being Danny Tanner, but like the man was a hell of a stand-up.
He was more raunchy, wasn't he?
He was more raunchy, yeah.
Just becoming from like that family man and then to this, his stand-up isn't, it's crazy.
It's so good though, so good. But if you haven't seen any of his stand-up, definitely 110% check it out because that man could craft a mean joke, and he was very reminiscent of Rodney Dangerfield in a lot of ways, but he had his own spin on it. But huge fan, and also a successful director too. He was quite the guy. But yeah, let's watch some of Bob Saget's stuff right here. Oh, no problem. Let's do it.
Here's a guy who's very funny, but he's lonely. He needs acceptance. Make him happy, won't you? Bob Saget, how about it? All right, Bobby?
Boy, Rodney discovered so many people. He actually discovered Jim Carrey, too.
I remember, we talked about that when we were showing.
You really are. I'm not just kissing up. I'm really not. I swear. I'm slobbering all over you is what I'm doing because I need you to like me.
This was 1984.
I have no act and I have no life and I have no future. I'm serious. My mom is Gumby, my dad is Pokey, and I'm Mr. Potato Head. So I talk real fast. If you have any drugs, take them now. I'm serious. I'm not funny, but I am quick. That's the problem I have with women, too. But it's good to be here. It really is. And you're a great crowd. I'm not just kissing up again. It's the second time I've done it. I just want to take a jacuzzi with you and throw in a toaster. I'm not kidding. I've never been But you're a great crowd, and I care about all of you individually. I just want to have sex with you right now. I'm serious. But I can't. I'm working right now. But I'm a happy guy because I got married. Married my girlfriend of 7 years. At her age, I'm going to jail. No, I did. I really am in love. I told her tonight, I said, when I come home, I want to make love to you badly. And she said, at least you don't overestimate yourself. But I'm nuts over her. She's this tall. My dad's tall.
So good.
I'm sorry you laughed at that. I've lost respect for you. I really have.
What a beast, man. Coming in, guns blazing. And I think, honestly, the fact that you can watch something from 1984 and the humor, literally, if someone came on stage right now and told those same jokes and you hadn't heard them before, you'd be like, oh, this guy's killing it. Mm-hmm. So, like, his stuff holds up. He was just a quality comic. Like, what a guy, man. And he'd been going at it for quite a while.
I think he started when he was, like, 21.
Yeah, because by the time he got on Full House, which was, I believe, 87, he would have been 32? Something like that?
I think he was in his 30s.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's like I was listening to an interview where he was talking about doing all these shitty clubs and stuff, and it took like 10 years to really get any success as a comic. So he'd really paid his dues by the time he got Full House and then eventually America's Funniest Home Videos. He'd been on the circuit for a long time, around the same time as he came
same
up
as same around Norm. They both they met like in '78, I believe.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
how long they knew each other. That's why I like listening to the interview. I mean, not interview, like just him talking about Norm's death. Yeah, which is crazy. It's just like
they were so
close. They were extremely close.
Yeah, he directed Dirty Work.
Yeah, Dirty Work. Yeah.
But and also he came up the same time as Jerry Seinfeld and Jay Leno, so which is kind of cool. But yeah, let's watch a little bit more. Oh, so good. This is my earliest memory of Bob.
Classic.
Yeah. Boing. A better time. I don't care what anyone says. A better time. A better time. Simpler times. A better time. Yep. Fight me on that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Saget.
This hits the nostalgia, man.
It's just different too, just because of the fact, like, I don't know, like everything's on their phones now.
Yeah.
Just, like something's better with just video.
And it was shared too, in a different kind of way.
Let's get started with some pretty funny tapes of some problems around the house. And I'm not talking about that motorcycle gang next door.
What I loved about him too is he did his improv over the videos. I'm sure he put a little thought into them, obviously, but like he was able to showcase his talents as a stand-up, just talking shit about these clips, which is so great.
I am turning my life around, and starting today, things are going to be a lot different. Okay, kids, now come on. She's cleaning the toilet. Let's go scare the cleanser out of her.
Those kids are 30 years old now.
Those kids are probably older than us. Yeah.
That looks like it was staged.
With that 90s hair.
Yes,
I love that set.
Now, this is not just a video cassette. It's the reason we're on the air. If it weren't for this little piece of plastic, you wouldn't be sending in your tapes, I wouldn't be hosting the show, and my daughter wouldn't have a new swing set. Now, what exactly is
just
this?
email.
Well, I have taken the liberty of loosening this little flap. Now, this is not something you should do at home. But inside this cassette is perhaps your... Oh, look, it's your cousin Howard's new baby, Rebecca.
He was a great, like, family-friendly host.
In Philadelphia. Oh, everybody was there.
I find it interesting how Bob Saget and Tim Allen had this real squeaky clean, like, family-friendly style, but they were both, like, pretty edgy comics.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love that duality, you know? But I think Tim Allen's the only person I can think of that was kind of like the same. Actually, that's the person I can think of who was like doing the same type of career work, because he was like consistently making movies like The Santa Claus and Galaxy Quest and Toy Story and stuff while having Home Improvement. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, those guys I think are kind of on equal footing in terms of like 90s comedic greatness, you know.
3 months, Tim Allen.
Fuck no. Don't even go there, man. Don't even go there.
Don't say it.
But yeah, this one bums me out because I was 110% planning on seeing him in March, and it sucks, you know. But there is something kind of interesting about not catching some of your heroes because they are always like at that icon status. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like not seeing all of them live.
Have you ever saw him at all? Or no?
I never saw Saget. No, I saw Tim Allen live, but I never saw Bob Saget. I saw Norm a bunch of times, which was amazing.
Hey, we met someone that hanged out with Bob Saget, and that's Gilbert Gottfried. So
we did, and that's something you cannot take away from us. Mm-hmm. Our buddy Matt G, he, you guys might have seen him on a couple of the Unfazed videos recently on the movie reviews, but he actually saw Bob Saget in front of Disneyland in California. Doing one of the final episodes of America's Funniest Home Videos when he was a kid.
Really?
He saw him out front actually filming, and there were like some people gathered around, and he saw Bob Saget. He said he didn't get to talk to him or anything, but he actually saw him. And I was like, that's pretty sweet. He said it was for the final season of America's Funniest Home Videos with Saget.
We pull it up. He's in the background.
That'd be
a
so
little
sick.
Matt running around.
But I thought that was so cool. I'm like, man, that's something they can never take away from you. Like that's just such a cool little, you know, snapshot in time, you know. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, so Bob Saget, man, the legacy will definitely go on. And this is a person that I think, especially with the advent of Fuller House, is going to just continue to be like America's dad for even a new generation.
Yeah. Well, I think, is Fuller House still on? It's over with now.
I'm sure it's over now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because he was part of it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of it, to be honest.
I didn't care for it. It's because I like Danny Tanner. Like.
Exactly. I mean, I like the original. You know, it's like I like Uncle Joey, I like Uncle Jesse, I like them all together. And I'm sure those guys were in there for parts, but like it's not the same. You know, you can't replicate that magic. You can't replicate authentic writing of a hit TV show and then try to come back. You know what I mean? Like 2 decades later. It's
yeah,
like,
one thing that happens whenever they do that, they rely too much on like throwbacks.
Totally.
Of just like references and you know.
Well, think about Cobra Kai.
I like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, but like the newer season, it's like referencing.
I haven't watched the new one yet. I feel like that one, like this first season was really good. Second season was tremendous. Third season, I was kind of like, all right. And then fourth season, I'm kind of like, all right, let's wrap it up, boys. Let's wrap it up. But I'm glad they did it. It's really cool, and I love the perspective and the writing and just the fact that they took a chance on it. So I really do enjoy Cobra Kai, but I get what you're saying, though. Sometimes they can be like a little beaten to death when they try to come back, you know? But anyway, let's get back to Bob. Okay. Let's watch Bob on Johnny Carson, one of the late night greats.
Sure.
Let's check it out.
Good to see you again. Good to see you. How's everything? Just great. So wonderful to meet him. He was backstage, and I just kissed up to him royally. He's so
How's this thing?
so neat to meet him. He is one of the last. Yeah, one of the last. One of the best. Good to see you. And you're great too. Well, but I've kissed up so many times. You are kissing in a movie. Is that your new resolution to kiss up this year? That's it. It's totally kiss up and deduct everything. What do you got here? This is actually a gift, kind of. I was in Sacramento in kind of a store that has like old artifacts from, not old, excuse me, artifacts from, I don't know, the past, no, wait a minute, from like the past,
Johnny was
50
so
years
good.
or so, maybe even more, and they had a picture there, and they swore to me that these are not retouched or anything, that this was you as a 1-year-old baby. Are you putting me on? No, they told me this, and I bought it. I spent a lot of money. All right. And this is it. This is you as a young child. We can, there it is. Resembles you, doesn't it? Well, I'm pretty adorable at that. That could have been me. That's right. Now, how would they verify something like that? I don't remember sitting for this at all. Well, you were only like a year old. You didn't have that good retention then. That's right. No, I don't remember 1982, to tell you the truth. Well, that's very sweet. I hope it's true. Well, this is a picture here. They also had one of you, Ed. Oh, and, really? Yeah, this is also a year old, and this cost even more money than that one. And here it is. If you could zoom in on this one a little more. And they said this was... he was a bottle baby, right? He had right from the breast to the bottle. I see. No problem there. Quick transition, breast to bottle in one day. That's right. You're not offended, though, right? Not at all. I'll keep going here. Okay. This is true. This is Doc as a year old. This is all true. Oh, I'm buying this. You're very kind. You buy the premise, you buy the bit. Here we are. This is Doc as an infant. He had no trouble. He went right from the breast to the trumpet. Breast to the trumpet. Right. Now, here's my favorite here. They claim to me that this is Mr. De Cordova. Fred De Cordova, that's baby right. Picture? They even called him Mr. De Cordova. Even then, yes, they were. Here he is. Right here. He started his book, I think. Yes. Actually, this was taken from a cave painting, I think. Actually, you know, I have to be honest. These are not really. Damn, really, guys. You're sure this isn't me? Come on. It does look like you, but is that a nice-looking kid, or? I think it's a little girl, by the way. I was very ambivalent when I was very young. I didn't know what I wanted to be. So you were about like 23 and decided. So this whole thing is kind of a trick. Well, actually, I wanted you to have them because they're $40 a piece, and they're $15 if you don't want the frame. Well, without the frame, of course. They actually claimed that they also had one of Tommy Newsom, and then they realized that there was no record of him ever having been a baby. He went from the bobble to adulthood immediately overnight. Good to see you again, anyway. Good to see you. That's funny. Would you actually want them? No, you don't want them. No. Can I pay you to keep them? Yeah. Oh, I love the one of Fred there. Actually, that is. So, they'll be good right there. So what's so it's new in your lifetime you were here, you were going through the trauma of moving into a new house or buying a new home? We did both. We bought it and then we moved into it, which was kind of
such a smart ass. I love it.
Logical timing.
Whoops.
Oh, shit.
We've had a problem, actually. It's not a serious problem.
Tell us about it.
Well, okay. Since I planned it, I might as well. No, I didn't plan anything. This is totally spontaneous.
Well, it should be.
You do look great tonight.
Thank you very much. And I'll buy the picture.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have a gopher problem in our backyard. The guy from Love Boat has been hanging out in our backyard. It's the joke part.
You go for it.
You go for it.
You go for it.
Go for it. We have like a miniature golf course, kind of. This is true stuff.
Yeah.
And we called up a service. The guy's name is Walter the Gopher Man. Now, he's out there maybe watching this right now, and I'm sorry I used your name, but I had to because it's too amazing to believe. Walter the Gopher Man came to my house, and he was like half man, half gopher. And he walked up and he said, I kill my own kind. And this is actually true. This is not like that.
I'm going with it.
Okay. And he came into the backyard of my house, and he took a stick and he poked around, and he said, you've got a problem here.
I always wonder weird stuff like, where's that suit that he's wearing right now? You know what I mean? Did he hang on to that, or is that like in a Goodwill somewhere?
The trees and kills the tree, but the mole stays close to the surface, and the mole will move on. And the mole doesn't like water. And he's still talking to me. I felt like I was on Kung Fu or something. He was very spiritual. He said, the mole will move on, but the gopher must die. And he said, now say it with me, Bob. Okay? The mole will move on, but the gopher must die.
There's a little Kung Fu.
It's kind of a meaningful thing.
Yes.
He's still in my backyard right now.
Poking around, is it?
Poking and looking for a gopher and a mole.
I see.
It's actually a series. We're going to have the mole lanced. Hey, that was a good one.
That was a Max joke right there.
Shot. I can't believe that.
We'll have one.
Oh, man, I'm happy.
Yeah. So,
my parents are here tonight. They're in the audience right now. Yeah, they're wearing the same identical outfit. They're beautiful people. They're visiting me. They've been visiting. They're leaving tomorrow. So, I love you, Mom and Dad, but, it's stress.
Time to move
on.
on.
No, it's not. That's a horrible thing to say.
Time to move on, but relatives die. No,
wait a minute. No.
Hey, folks.
Well, actually, my mother and father look like a gopher and a mole.
Don't they really?
I can't believe I'm saying that. They're in the audience.
Well, keep just
I love my
taking
mother.
a shot at everything.
You can, too, if you have to.
Well, certainly.
Am I in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble.
Good.
Fred, you have your hand up? What does that mean, Fred?
There's a reason for that.
Mr. DeCordova is trying to tell us we have to pause here.
Well, I'll wait.
Well, commercials must die, but the show must go on. Something is for it. We'll be right back after this.
Beautiful. Anyway, Bob also did have a podcast that he did for, I think, a good at least year and a half, maybe 2 years. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I'm so happy that there's stuff like that. After a celebrity like this passes away, like the first thing I think about is kind of selfish, but like I'm sure everyone else thinks it too, is like, shit, we're not going to hear anything else from this guy. Like, we're not going to get any new jokes. We're not getting any new moments, any new material, nothing. Like, all we have is what's in the can, so to speak. And luckily the can with, YouTube and everything is huge, so you can access stuff you'd never even think about, like him on Johnny Carson or him on, at Dangerfields in the 80s. Like, YouTube is amazing in that respect because you can, like, find so much stuff. Same with Norm Macdonald. It's like there's just, like, this endless rabbit hole of stuff that you can watch. And I love that. But I'm really grateful that in the day and age we're at, it's like we do get to see them on podcasts and hear them on different, talk shows and stuff like that. Because, like, if that would have been 10 years earlier, the podcast stuff, there would have been very little of it. You know what I mean? There would have been some stuff, but it wouldn't have been as plentiful as, like it is right now.
Yeah, it's big right now, podcast.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. But I actually never listened to Saget's podcast. That's one I'd like to go back to and, like, check out because,
I'll have to.
Like I said, there's always some gold in those podcasts, but sometimes you miss them.
Funny man.
You want to pull up his IMDb? Let's look at some of the projects as the old Saget did.
One of my favorites was, he was just a voice. I still watch it like on repeat. How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Dude! I completely forgot
Ted.
about that. He's grown up Ted.
Grown up Ted.
Damn! I wonder what his paycheck was for that. Probably quite good.
Dude, every episode. You can imagine.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Damn. I love how they're just like, you're Bob Saget. Like, he didn't do his own voice. Like, they're like, let's get Bob Saget. That's so interesting. I wonder if they did that. I don't know why they did that.
I like how Dumb and Dumber. Like, we're gonna bring up that clip, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was one I couldn't include, unfortunately. But we could try it on here. See if we do it quickly. If we could do it.
Okay.
But 110%. Him and Dumb and Dumber 2 or Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
Great movie, by the way. Anyone who shits on that, like, go back and rewatch it. It's pretty funny. Like, it's pretty fun. That one got, I think, a lot of unjust hate because that was a fun movie that I grew up really enjoying, personally.
Yeah, and you got Eugene Levy in it too.
It was great. It was good. And Bob Saget in there was hilarious.
Hilarious.
There's shit
All over the...
There's shit. All right, let's take a look at this.
Speaking of not being able to see new content from him, he has a movie that's been completed.
Oh.
So I'm sure that's going to be...
Killing Daniel, is that what it's called?
Edited and released soon. So.
Could you zoom on that just a little bit, Max, please, if this is possible? There we go. Killing Daniel completed. Lawrence. Okay. Holy crap. See, that is another exciting thing, seeing something posthumously.
Let me read the plot real quick.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's see.
Was that Tom Green?
Daniel's plan to reconnect with his family hits a snag when he discovers they all want to kill him for his inheritance.
Ooh, I like the plot. A little bit of clue going on there. Let's take a look. Lawrence, 2021. I'm excited, man.
He was in The Masked Singer.
Oh, boy.
Do you believe it was actually like them singing in that?
I think a lot of them, yeah.
Really?
I think a lot of them, yeah. But who knows? Hollywood magic, right? Fuller House, The Masked Singer. Who the F is Mike Young? Bob. I'm sure if we go through here, there's probably a lot of as self. You know, where he just did like a lot of like Bob Saget cameos, you know? The Good Cop. See a lot of TV appearances.
Shameless? I don't know who's on there.
I didn't get into Shameless.
Just
You
one
like Shameless?
I like
right?
Shameless.
Yeah.
The last 3 seasons sucked, though.
That's a shame. Shame when that happens. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
I did have a clip of Fallon on there, but unfortunately NBC Universal flagged it, so that was when we had to take off also. But pretty funny. You could see him teaming up with Dave Coulier and John Stamos, and they like sang to Fallon. I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's another person we met.
Oh, Dave Coulier,
We met Dave Coulier.
Also, I will say, one of the best stand-up comedians I ever saw live.
He was great.
He was hilarious. And for a clean comic, like, that's hard to pull off. He was so good. Dave Coulier. Shout out to him. Yeah, dude, Bob Saget, man, he was working consistent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like How I Met Your Mother, 206 episodes.
Damn, that was probably a fat paycheck for him. What do you think would be fair for that, for a show that successful? Because Neil Patrick Harris, I saw, was making like, by the very last season, he was making $400,000 per episode.
Damn.
So he was making like over $1 million every 3 episodes. Like, that's fucking crazy.
I feel like for like even just being the voice, but it like for Bob, like being how big he is,
substantial.
Like, he had do you think bigger than them?
No, I would say altogether, cumulatively, he must have made at least $10 million off the series.
Yeah.
Anything less than 5 would be a crime. I would say $5 million is the bare minimum for that series. I think that would be a crime. Anything less.
It's one of my favorite pictures.
It's a great one. Yeah, it's a great one. That's one that we use for the thumbnail, and it's beautiful. It's nice. It harkens back to a simpler time. Definitely.
Let's see.
Popping my back.
Guess he's worth about $20 million.
Okay, so maybe $5 million would be appropriate. That almost seems like $5 million per each series that he did. Like $5 million for Full House, $5 million for AFV, $5 million for How I Met Your Mother, and then another $5 million for the movies and stuff randomly.
Wait. No, net worth $100 million.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
That's more like it. There's some there that I wonder, I'm like, how do they calculate this? Like, where are they hearing that from? You know? Like, how do you know for sure?
I mean, there's stars that like Google themselves. He's like, I'm not worth that.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. Charlie Sheen was one that was making like $1 million per episode on 2.5 Men, and then like allegedly squandered it.
I haven't even like, what is he up to?
I don't know. AIDS? I guess he's all right though. I love Charlie Sheen. I'm not shitting on him, but I guess he's hanging in there. Last time I saw, allegedly he was sober and he was like living the boat life, like out in California.
I can picture that.
Yeah, he looked like he was doing good. All things considered, Tiger blood, man. Max?
I don't know, and I just would love.
I don't know.
To
pause. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having some technical difficulties. How about we listen to the sweet sounds of Bob Saget?
I'll put on some Bob.
Let's listen to some Bob. This is him on Norm Macdonald Live.
You know everything about
That's what I meant. That's where I saw him. Was it Hatton?
It's the story of him meeting Dean Martin.
We must have talked about it, too.
I don't know. Well, he knows me and Hamburger.
And I walked in there, and he had lost his son, and he was he was one of the guys that just did it like, that was the guy I looked at.
Oh, yeah.
And he was sitting there, and he was having a martini.
So cool.
And I just walked over, and I was 22, 23, and I just kind of stood there. I didn't want to bother him, because or maybe I was 24. And he was just sitting there, and he looked up, and he was nice, and I just went,
I found your son.
God, I miss both those guys.
That's it. Bob Saget's been our guest.
Of course, there are a lot of things to see in San
So good.
Francisco, a lot of famous landmarks. But there's one that's more important than all the others. I'm talking, of course, about the house from Full House.
Have you guys seen that house in real life? That's one we'll have to add to the list.
So, let's check it out.
Hey.
Hey! Bob Saget! Cool. So, you live here?
oh yeah, I never left. Showing off the air, I just stayed.
Really?
Yeah, whole cast is inside. Guys, Conan's here.
Hey, look, it's the Olsen twins. Hi!
Go to bed, girls.
You want to go look around?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Let's go.
Hey, I'll just leave this open.
So good.
He had to be like a random production.
Yeah.
So what else is there to see in San Francisco, Bob?
There's so much here, Conan. There's the Exploratorium, there's the Japanese Tea Garden, there's the Palace of Fine Arts, there's the De Young Museum, there's the Opera House, there's the Symphony. And then there's this place, the Mitchell Brothers Lodge Sex Theater.
You think this is the best way for Bob Saget and Conan O'Brien to experience San Francisco?
Almost definitely.
Really?
Almost definitely.
Beautiful. I think Conan was the king of these like remote little adventures on his show, like doing these like little travel vlogs.
Him and Norm did a lot together.
Oh yeah, so good.
They were actually really good friends.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. Woo! Wow, that was a lot of fun. We should probably return this thing. Take it back to where we got it. But that would take a lot of time.
The thing about Danny Tanner that's different is he's becoming a little bit more of Bob Saget-like. That's who I am. Candace Cameron, that plays the oldest daughter, is just a really good actress. I mean, she's made me cry several times, and that's during comedic scenes. Jodie Sweetin, she has great natural comic delivery. We have twins that play the babies, and they're just amazing. I really do believe that the show is actually helping some families, because there aren't many shows on television that do have a story that really preaches and gives you a lesson. I love this show, Full House. Good night. Thank you.
So beautiful, man. What a guy. What a guy. Anyway, well, that was nice. That was touching. That was heartwarming, and also funny as hell. But I have one question for both you guys. All right, so
Sure.
we never have enough time with these guys. We always want more from them. And it's just like, you know, the old thing with like musicians saying like leave them wanting more. Same with comedians, leave them wanting more. But it sucks when they die. But let's say Bob lives for a whole nother year, right? What are 3 things you'd want to see from him performance-wise? Like what would be like 3 movies you'd love to see him in, or shows you'd like to see him be a guest on, or whatever? What are 3 things to you if he had one more year that you'd like to see him in?
It would have been nice to see his stand-up. I didn't know about that was happening in March until you told me.
Yeah,
That's
So
number
that
one
would
for
have been
me.
great to see.
Same. That would be mine as well.
Feature film, honestly, I want to say him in a film. I would like him behind the camera directing again.
That would be
I
awesome.
would love him to direct. And,
That would be awesome.
Third thing, I'm not like, maybe, honestly, like, I don't know if he has one, an autobiography.
That would be sick. That would be really
I feel
good.
like most like people around, like even like in the 60s, like would already have one out.
Totally, yeah. I mean, like,
and his would have probably been like a crazy story.
Oh, I'm
like
sure.
what he went through, even just like going through like Full House, like
absolutely,
time in TV,
yeah.
movies.
Some people even when they're younger do it. Like Rob Lowe had his out when he was like 52, 53.
Yeah, I mean, what even Steve Martin had.
Yeah, Steve Martin's written quite a few. He's written quite a few books. Max, what would be some things you'd like to see if Saget had one more year on this earth?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing that movie that's in production right
100%. 100%.
I'd love to see him live, and I guess he has directed a movie called Untitled Martin Mull Documentary. I guess that's the pending title.
Okay.
Post production.
And something called Benjamin. Hey, strong name. I like it.
But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him live. I think he's already kind of done most of his acting stuff, in my opinion. For me, I always thought his stand-up was this, after America's Funniest Home Videos. It was really the stand-up for me.
Yeah, it was really strong.
Yeah, I'd like to see him live. That kind of bums me out.
Same. Yeah. Damn, heavy, dude. I agree though. Yeah, stand-up would have been my number one. Seeing him live.
Stand-up, yeah.
Second, I would have loved to have seen him. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen him direct something. I'm just trying to think what would have been like the type of project. I would have loved a Dirty Work too if Norm was still around, because they were kicking around the idea of that. Had it been like 5 years ago.
You want to hear something a little sad?
We're already there. We're already there. Yeah.
When I was listening to like him talk about Norm Macdonald, he talked to him like a couple months ago. He was saying, "Hey, what's like, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm doing good." And then like the week before he died, Norm sent him a message saying, "I love you."
Damn.
And that like really hit Bob.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's
Yeah.
sad, but I mean, like at least he knew like
Yeah.
the guy like was like they were like that. He even said like this
Yeah,
is
he
one
was
of
his boy.
like true friends. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have much friends in like out in, I guess just in Hollywood in general.
Mhm.
Like, but Norm Macdonald was just like a really true friend. Like even the roast of Bob Saget, like Norm wouldn't. He's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I love
That's
you.
amazing. Yeah.
He's like, just say one thing bad, and he was like, you look like a dog.
There you go. That's beautiful. That's coming from a professor of logic, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But, dude, that's beautiful. I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you, Max.
And I love you, viewers. Like and subscribe, damn it. Anyway, but yeah, no, what? Wow. But yeah, beautiful stuff. But yeah, I would say that. I would say stand up. I would say a movie, something comedic that he would have directed.
Yeah.
Not just documentary, but something in the vein of Dirty Work. And then I would say maybe a good like something random like Celebrity Jeopardy or something. Like that would have been freaking awesome.
It would have been nice to have been him like back as a host.
Yeah,
of
something like
that. Would have been good.
Hosting would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see something like that.
He did a lot of cameos later in his career. I'd like to just. That's kind of entertaining. You know?
Yeah, and maybe like,
like to see that.
now I'm going off the rails here. I'm going beyond 3, but like something like a voice in like a Lego movie or something like that would be kind of fun. Something animated. Anyway, but yeah, Bob Saget, man, forever in our hearts, and a guy that he's one that I wouldn't think would have hit us so hard, but it was also kind of unexpected. He was so young, so you weren't thinking of someone like that passing away. Same with Norm, but I think he's someone that had a huge impact, especially on people in our age bracket. Because like we grew up with him on TV, he was like part of the family, even though we didn't know him.
He's like part of my. He was my dad, my TV dad.
He
was our
TV
TV dad.
Yeah. And it's weird to see him go, but like I said, man, he's immortalized. We can always go back and watch Full House. We can always go back and enjoy the stand up. We can always go back and see, him in Funniest Home Videos, and like that's the beauty of what we do. And I think that's part of the appeal of why we love this so much, because I don't know. They say sometimes the happiest people are really the saddest deep down. And I think that, with us, we realize that, and we're like, man, we want everyone to live forever. So that's why we love movies and we love TV, because it like lets the party keep going forever,
Yeah.
But anyway.
I guess in his last interview, he had stated that comedy helped him survive. And I know that's the case with a lot of comedians.
What a great guy. What a great guy. Bob Saget, everybody. Let's give it up for Bob. All right, guys. Well, any final words on Bob?
No, I mean, we miss him.
Yeah, we miss him. But like I said, forever on our TVs and in our hearts. But anyway, Max?
It's not goodbye. It's I'll see you later, Bob.
Hell yeah.
Be smoking cigars with you in heaven soon.
Good man. Well, hopefully not too soon, though.
Life is short.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you're new here, please give us a like and subscribe, because we're making content all the time and we love to keep you in the loop. So be kind.
Real
shit.
fast.
Oh shit.
Also, guys.
Oh shit.
We're officially on Spotify, Apple Music, and Anchor.
Oh yes. So yeah, if you want to listen to us on the go or at work, that's where you can check us out. No Expectations
link those
Video
in the
Store.
bottom.
Anyway, so seriously though, I know a lot of people have been watching our videos who are not subscribed. So please subscribe because we want you to be part of the action.
Yes.
So let's do it again. Be kind.
Rewind.
And yeah, remember those black tape things? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we do have
Rewind.
to. Yeah, okay.
It's like a VHS store.
Beautiful.
And subscribe. Love you guys.
This is a Walkman right here. So, all right, guys. Love you, Bob Saget. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Oh my God. He shit everywhere. There's shit everywhere! Damn it! There's shit on the windows! Oh my God! My house is full of shit! He shit everywhere! Look what he did! He shit all over the wall!
When can you do it?
How about tonight at 8?
Great. Thanks. Thank you, Lloyd. I gotta go upstairs. You gotta leave. See you at 8.